I have said here, it's a firm and polite reply from the Ministry of External Affairs. I have further said that unlike your president, our Prime Minister does not believe in doing diplomacy on social media. Unlike your president, our statesman-like Prime Minister is not going to issue threats to reporters. He is responding in a statesman-like way.
I am not questioning Government of India's position. I am questioning your position.
No, my position is a free. I believe that Trump is going to lose this battle. He's announced, and I said, I gave the example of China. I'm being logical now. I'll get Ajay Bagga on this. See, what happened with China? I know Einar probably knows better on this, but I'll get Ajay and then go to Einar, then to Jeffrey. See, what happened with China? There were a series of unilateral statements by Trump. And then there was a series of unilateral rollbacks by Trump. I think every country will look at the Chinese example and the Trump's response as a sort of gauge of how things are likely to go. Ajay, would you like to respond to what a very, very incensed Anand Ahuja is saying from New York?
Yeah, overall, Mr. Ahuja, if you see, if a statesman as senior as the president of the US calls another country's policies as obnoxious, calls another country's economy as a dead economy, isn't that getting very personal and very unstatesmanlike? So let's leave that. I think you've wasted enough time in your personal attacks on Arnab. The nation really wants to know today, how should the Indian citizen react? What are we looking ahead? We have to give answers here. We don't have to do personal attacks on anybody. Whatever your constituency and whatever your political compulsions might be. Overall, if you see what has happened today, India is hit with 50% tariffs. Frankly, after 25%, it does not matter. It can be 1,000%, 5,000%. It's like the roulette that was being played with the Chinese where it went to 255. There's no trade possible. It hits at a very bad time because the Christmas orders are coming in. A lot of shipments were ready. All those things get hit. And we must understand, if somebody is making $1 billion worth of textiles to be exported out, 100,000 workers are impacted. They are the ones who are making that order. So it's not as simple as Trump just flourishing a pen and signing something. It creates a lot of trouble for a lot of poor people across the world, the working class. Now, coming to these tariffs, there's a 21-day off-ramp which has been given. I think it will be negotiated out in that. Saurabh has been giving us very good inputs throughout of the back-channel talks that are going. This is posturing. This is maximalist. This is the art of the deal happening. India has a different style. Trump has a different style. Let it be. There is respect for both. However, at 50, there is no trade possible. So what are the other ramifications? What Nikki Haley said today, you're really treating a long-standing friend like this, and you're giving the Chinese a very long rope. What has the Brazilian president said? You are helping him to win again. His popularity was lower, but by interfering in the Bolsonaro case and putting sanctions on the Chief Justice of Supreme Court of Brazil, and Brazil, where you run a $24 billion surplus. So you shot yourself in the foot by putting 50% tariffs. Then you gave a carve out. Oh, sorry, we didn't realize we export more to you than we import. And today Lula has come out and said, I'm not interested in talking to Trump. I'll talk to Xi, I'll talk to Modi. We will continue with BRICS. South Africa is looking at how to sell within the African continent. I'm sure the Indian government will bring out a package of subsidies and tax cuts. We are a very big domestic consumption economy. We are 60% of Indian GDP comes from domestic consumption. We'll have to make sure that this $50 billion which becomes surplus, because at 50% you can't ship it. Nobody has margins like that. It's over. The story is over at 50%. But I know Saurabh has much deeper insights than you have, and there will be back channels. There will be something happening. India will have to cut its own taxes, make sure that this gets consumed locally. But this lesson will be remembered. Tomorrow, when you come to sell us defense equipment, we will be looking at you with suspicion that will you just have a kill switch? You will say you can't shoot towards Pakistan, you can't shoot towards China. Yes, you can shoot in the Arabian Sea. Will India buy defense material from you? Will India look at you? Where Indian students were spending $14 billion in 2023 in the US, it came down to $10 billion last year. This year, it will be less than $5 billion. Because you're treating them so badly, you don't get a visa. There is so much trouble at immigration. Indian students don't want to go there. That was a huge brain drain. Indian government spends on subsidies for IITs, all engineering colleges. Our best and brightest would go to the US. We are benefiting. We get $32 billion of remittances from you, from people like you who grew up in India and then went abroad, became very successful there. But no more, no more. And who's winning? UK is winning. Australia is winning. All the European countries are winning. The Indian students are at risk going to the US to study in this kind of an environment. And that is straight away revenues that you're losing. Sorry, Saurabh, you wanted to say.
No, I just want to go to Einar for a minute, Saurabh, before you come in, and Jeffrey's also been waiting. See, this is not only about economics. Before Einar's comment, I want to say, it creates a circumstance of uncertainty